On today's Toy Spot, we'll be having a look at DC Direct Infinite Crisis Batman. If you saw my earlier review of Superman, we're continuing along the line. We're going to be doing Batman and then finally Wonder Woman. Because I don't have the other figures. Actually, I do have Omac, so he's on his way as well. But in the way of, I was going to say Superman, but in the way of Batman, his packaging is the same as Superman's. It's got the Starburst, almost explosion, I guess, in the background here. Nice blue though. The blue definitely stands out, and actually the blue and having the white in the middle there really makes the character stand out. So definitely have to give points for that. Sadly though, the Infinite Crisis were peg warmers, so a lot of these figures did sit on the shelves for a rather long period of time. I foolishly bought these figures at the time they first came out, so I didn't get them at the marked down price, which I'm sure they eventually became. On the back, we have the characters from the wave. So we have Superman, Firestorm, we have Donna Troy, we have Wonder Girl, and we also have Wonder Woman. A tale of revenge, resolve, and rebirth as the DC Universe is forever changed. Are you changed? I know I am. So there we have Batman in the packaging. What I'll do is I'll open up the Dark Knight here and we will have a closer look at the figure. So stay tuned. Now I do believe that the Batman here warmed the peg, I think, more than all the other figures, at least of the top three, the Wonder Woman, the Superman, the Batman. The Donna Troy though, I mean, I don't even think they could give that figure away. But I will say, I think the reason why this guy warmed the peg as much as he did, and for those who aren't huge collectors and they're not quite sure what a peg warmer is, a peg warmer basically is a figure that sits on a store peg or a store shelf and it doesn't go anywhere and nobody buys it, and so we end up getting a peg warmer. And this Batman, sadly, at least in my area, was a peg warmer. I think when I did see him in the comic book stores, was it even a couple of months ago, maybe, I saw this guy go in the clearance bin, and some guy was trying to sell him for $5 or $4 or something like that. Actually, in the way of the figure itself, I will say, much like the Superman, the coloring is very nice on the Batman. The choice of gray as well as the blue, it's that dark gray blue. It's not just a regular blue. So the figure itself is quite nicely painted. Where that painted does hinder the figure is with all this battle damage and all this wear and tear that they've put on the figure. I mean, they've really gone to town with it. It is almost a shame because, much like Superman, I will say it's unfortunate that they just couldn't have a regular Batman with, his regular attire, not grimacing, because it just seems like, and I'll bring Superman back in here. They've both got this look on their face like they got to take a superhero-sized crap. You got to take a crap? Oh, you bet I do. But so we'll put Superman aside here. I mean, the Batman isn't too bad. It's a shame that, and they've continued the damage onto his cape as well. A lot of people, a lot of collectors do like, the tear and the damage on some of these figures. I know Spider-Man especially, they do like that Peter Parker ripped costume kind of figure that they always throw out with every figure line. I would have liked just to see a regular Batman instead of this grimacing, angry, my clothes are ripped and I don't have any parents anymore, and Yeah, so I mean, it's the figure itself isn't so bad, but again, it's just a shame that they've had to put battle damage on him. Another thing too is he has no He has the same articulation as Superman, so he's got a ball joint in his shoulders and joint in his elbows. His hand does rotate, although not in the hand, but more in the forearm kind of in area. His head does rotate, and actually has a lot more movement and flexibility than the Superman does. Unlike the Superman as well, there is articulation in his waist, although you can't bend his torso too much just because it seems like his cape and everything else hinders it. But the one drawback is that where they put the articulation in the legs, you've only got the front and back movement to it. You can't stretch the legs any further out, so as a result, you either have him standing straight, or I guess you could bend his legs and everything else, but the look on him just kind of, I think, ruins it. So I wouldn't necessarily recommend the figure unless you're into that battle damage look. Now this figure was re-released. Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman were re-released. There you go, in a box set that had all three of these figures. And the Batman that they included in that set actually didn't have all this battle damage. He still had the look on his face, that look on his face, but his outfit wasn't ripped. But I mean, I guess it is different, so I mean, it's not too bad, but I don't know, I just would have liked not to have the ripped outfit, or maybe not as much as it was. But in the way of his accessory, he does come with a display stand, so you can have the figure standing on the stand. There is only one hole in his foot, it's not on both feet, so you can have him actually sitting in the stand here, or standing in the stand, like that. But there you have a toy spot on a very battle-damaged Batman from the Infinite Crisis line. And with that, I will see you guys next time. Later.